Greetings, YouTube. Once again, happy Friday. You are staring at the Raw Elements currency that we're currently getting this month in Marvel Contest of Champions, used for the Beacon, whatever the heck that thing is that supposedly contributes to a year-long event designed to have people not burn out and quit the game. And also, of course, a new store. Now, I am very, very open throughout my months of doing Marvel Contest of Champions videos that anytime Kabam gives us free items and this bonus currency, we've seen it in stores time and time again, I am always a huge fan. I was one of the few people, though, that when I broke down the last currency, said it was much smarter to get the guaranteed Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst fragments from the store than it was to get the 5-star Awakening Gem. If there's one thing that I have learned from the Christmas uncollected gift to uncollected summoners, which was that 5-star Awakening Gem, the algorithm, which does track every purchase you make in Marvel Contest of Champions, is often skewed toward the class that you already open in the 5-star class-based Awakening Gem. I feel like I finally have enough data from all the screenshots of literally hundreds of summoners that open those to say definitively that, not that it's a guarantee by any means, but that if you've got 2 Cosmics and nothing else, you're probably getting 3 Cosmics. So I say that to say I'm not afraid to be a little controversial at times and say what I think, even if it's not the most popular shiny object. In that case, instead of going for the 5-star Awakening Gem, it was buying as many Tier 2 Alphas as possible to guarantee yourself a chance to rank 4 or rank 5, a 5-star, or rank 2, a 6-star. So today, the entire purpose of this video is to break down every single one of the raw element crystals that are in the game. Now, a lot of people have been asking, where are these things? If you go to the store, you won't find them. They're under special, which can be kind of confusing, but, it's there. So if you've seen them for the first time, there you go. We also have, at the time of recording this, over 37 days left to do this. Now, what I appreciate about these for the first time, I think, since Apple disclosed the drop rates of crystals, is that we get to see the drop rates of these things, and that really factors into my overall analysis of which ones are the best and which ones are the worst. Now, keep in mind, Tier 1 is obviously the lowest tier, so these are going to be the lowest cost, but also the lowest value in general. But there's a lot of different Tier 1s, and so I think for newer players, this might be the part of the video that is the most beneficial, which, as always, I'm thankful to help you out. So the Tier 1 Wind Element Crystal gives you the highest percentage for either a level 1 health potion or a lesser boost. It gives you a chance for an energy refill, a level 2 health potion, or a level 1 revive. This thing, to be honest, is a completely worthless crystal because every one of these items, especially now with peak milestones, you can get easily, daily, weekly, whatever you want to call it, by playing the game on your own. And when you use these really rare elements, literally, you want to capitalize on getting items that you couldn't normally get by yourself in your daily grinding of questing in the game. And so this Wind Elemental Crystal, pun intended, blows. Don't get it. Now, the Tier 1 Fire Elemental Crystal is a bit different. At least in this one, we're getting some crystal shards, right? We're getting a chance at some 4 stars. 15% isn't the worst, but 3 stars and most likely premium disappointment crystal shards. Now, I do believe this thing is way better than the first one, but the first one was like a 1 out of 10. This is like a 3 out of 10, so it's 3 times the value, but still not great value at all, and it's double the price. So I would still recommend hoarding and not getting either the wind or the it's not hot, it's not fire elemental crystal. Now, the earth elemental crystal gives us some class catalyst chance, and obviously it's going to give us mostly some Tier 1 class catalysts and some Tier 2 class catalysts. Now, the Tier 3 class catalysts are valuable, especially for newer players that can't easily grind them and don't have the roster to even compete with the daily Tier 3 class catalyst grind. However, most of the time, you're going to be getting these Tier 1 and Tier 2s that are so easy to get every day that I would fully skip this. The previous one is much better for your 10 raw elements because at least you're getting guaranteed shards to open crystals than it is this one. I give this one another we'll go 1.5 out of 10. So far, the fire is the best, but it's still not great. Now we'll discuss water. I feel like this is absolutely, for those of you old enough, this is Captain Planet level analysis. Level 3 Alliance Team Health Potion, Level 2 Alliance Team Health Potion, Level 3 Alliance Team Health Potion, or Level 2 Alliance Health Potion. Now this, 410, is the best value because these things cost more, and generally they are far more valuable because it doesn't matter if you're in Stone 1 or Master 1 of Alliance War, or even the upper tiers of Alliance Quest doing Maps 1 or Map 2 or Maps 6 and Map 7. You're going to need Alliance Team Revives and Alliance Team Health Potions no matter what in your inventory, and they are not as easy to get every day as certainly Premium Disappointment Shards and Tier 1 and Tier 2 Class Catalyst. So I'm actually going to give this a 4.5 out of 10. I think it is in the lead right now of Tier 1 crystals, and that leads us to the Darkness Elemental Crystal, which is also 10, and this involves signature stones and even an Awakening Gem. Now, 3-star Awakening Gem is actually, I think, the worst part of this. Generally, I guess the 6 stones could be debated, but I have so many 3-star Awakening Gems that I get every day. They're just overflowing in my inventory. At least the 3-star 6 stones I can use, and they're not overflowing on my inventory because I have somebody that I can constantly use them on. I am getting new 3 stars still. But in general, I think the nice thing about this, as you can see from the top prize, is the Awakening Gem does appear to be a generic one that you can use on anyone. But the 4-star signature stones are fantastic. And for those things to be included, I think you always are going to enjoy 4-star 6 stones, especially if you're a player that doesn't have many, if any, rank 5 4 stars yet. You're kind of in that intermediate era that a lot of the middle class of MCFC like to talk about, probably the lower middle class to be exact. I would highly recommend this. This is, again, I'm going to say this is a 5 out of 10. This gets a solid, even value for your 10 elemental, rare elements, excuse me. All right, so we are going to go from this to the Tier 3. Now, notice we go from Tier 1 to Tier 3, but we're going to actually go in numerical order and start from the Tier 2, and we'll start from the bottom up. And this time, we're going to talk about, this thing jumps from 10 to 35, which, given, is a huge jump in resources. And here we have Tier 4 Class Catalyst Fragments, which a lot of people are still thirsty for. A rare chance, a 1% chance for that 4-star generic Awakening Gem, and then mostly it's going to be 4-star Hero Crystal Shards. A good chance, 15%, 5-star Hero Crystal Shards, Tier 4 Basic, and then most likely still the Tier 4 Class Catalyst. The nice thing, as the picture is indicating, until otherwise proven wrong, that this Awakening Gem is a generic one. I just want to say that, in general, this is fine, but for 35, that's so pricey that you're starting to get in the territory where this only makes sense if at the end of the month you don't have enough to purchase any more Tier 3s. At that point, go for this because it's probably the best thing you can get. But in general, for this second tier, I'm going to give it like a 5.5 out of 10. I still think, everybody loves 4-star shards, especially 5-star shards, and the 15% drop rate's better than we've seen or expected to see in the past on these. So, a 5.5 out of 10. Not bad. Now let's go to that Tier 2 Light. And this is only 5 more, and it either gives you units or gold. It is essentially a glorified arena crystal, and I think you should keep your arena crystals to your arena crystals unless you don't grind in the arena ever, and this is your only chance at getting free units. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10 because unless you're gold dependent, and I do see, okay, for me it would be a 4 out of 10. For some people who don't grind in the arena and they're desperate for gold, this thing could actually be like a 6 or a 7, and I get that, and so I'm trying to take my step away from my personal bias here. Then there's a 5 out of 5 purchase limit, which is higher than some of the others. So, 7 out of 10 if you need gold, but at best a 5 out of 10 if you don't. Now we're going to go to the Darkness Elemental Crystal, and this is the 6-stone variety. And you can see there is a great chance for a 5-star 6-stone. In fact, almost a 1 in 2 chance. And even if you don't get it, you're going to get a generic 4-star 6-stone. For 30, I think this is a fantastic value. I think for 30, this is cheaper than the 4-star shards. At this point in the game, I'd rather have almost a coin flip chance at a 5-star 6-stone, which is still pretty hard to get in the game, than I would at 4-star shards, which I get easily and aren't going to really come to me. And this is cheaper. This is 5 raw elements cheaper than the first one we discussed. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I really like this Tier 2 Darkness Elemental Crystal, and it gets my full endorsement. Not that Kabam cares at all about that. Now, the Tier 2 Elemental Water Crystal or Water Elemental Crystal is only 20, and it's got level 3s and then level 4 Alliance Team Health Potions. Again, these things are straight bangers, especially if you get that 7% or that 4% RNG of the level 2 Revives or level 4 Alliance Team Health Potions. If you are depleted and you are especially in a Platinum or Master Alliance, or even if you're in a really tough Gold Alliance like I am, and you don't have these maxed out. That's the key. You don't want these to go into your inventory and be wasted. That would just be a waste of raw elements. This is another solid 7 out of 10. These items are not cheap in the store for units, and if you can save yourself units in the grind and the soul crunching, daily or weekly event that is Alliance War Seasons, do it. So if that's you, I say go for it. Now we're going to go to the Earth Elemental Crystals. You can see some Tier 1 Alphas in the picture. And it's not just Tier 1 Alphas, it's Tier 4 Class Catalyst and Tier 4 Basics. This is solid, and I want to say if you're somebody that really, really needs more Tier 1 Alphas to rank up a 5-star, or if you're someone that needs Tier 4 Class Catalyst, maybe you couldn't afford that big cheddar for the January monthly login daily cards, then this is fine. But I still think in general, it's okay. I'm going to call this the Glory one because you can get most of these for free easily with Glory every week from Alliance Quest. So just use your Glory on it. I'm going to put this at a 4 out of 10. I think for the most part, you can use your Glory and not have to worry about it. Now we're going to go to the Fire and see how fire it is, right? 5-star shards or 4-star shards. Very simple. I appreciate the 17% drop rate. But, for the most part, to spend 25 raw elements for 4-star shards is not great. In fact, this is the worst one we've seen so far. I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 10. Now we go to the Wind Elemental Crystal. Let's see if this one doesn't blow as much as the Tier 1 Wind Elemental. And it's got level 2 revives and energy refills at 1%. Why in the world would that be so low? That is very confusing. A 20% boost, level 4 health potion. This is again the trash can. I would just skip this altogether. Most of these items, besides maybe the level 5 health potions and level 4 health potions, you can get for free easily, especially once you become uncollected in the game. So just skip that. 15 is not worth the price tag. It is a 1 out of 10, straight terrible. All right, we're going to go to the Tier 3s now and try to make this somewhat quick because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long. Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst, 40%. Yes, thank you. Always appreciate those. Obviously, this is the one that everybody is going to be going for, and Kabam knows this, which is why even though it's 75, but notice that the 5 out of 5 purchase limit, I might have misspoke earlier when I said I thought there were some that were 3 out of 3 purchase limits. Maybe everything's 5 out of 5. But this is going to be what all in-game players go for. This is, this. You're probably nodding your head at this. This is, if I was to design a crystal that had a item, I would just put 5-star shards, 6-star shards, Tier 5 basic, and Tier 2 alpha. This is like a cool, almost expanded version because it's got 6-star hero crystal shards of Alliance War Seasons crystals, which up to this point are the most valuable item, the most sought after item in the game. I don't know what kind of chunk of Tier 5 basics are in these. I don't know what kind of chunk Tier 2 alphas are in these. Maybe it's just 1,800, maybe it's 3,600 for Tier 2 alphas. I don't know. But I would start, for most players who, especially if you beat Epic every day, max out before you do anything else, all 5 of these, and then see how many raw elements you have left over. Also, oh yeah, by the way, buy that beacon thing, because if you don't have it, you're apparently going to hurt yourself the rest of the time. So that is the number one goal for every summoner that can afford it, to max out the Tier 3 Unified Elemental Crystals before you do anything else. And let's see if I might have skipped over the Tier 3s, or if that's really just the only one. I've looked at these a number of times, but it's Tier 2s, and then the Tier 3, and then randomly the Lesser Solo Crystal, and then back to the Tier 1s. Okay, so clearly when it says Tier 3, there's only one Tier 3, and so that also makes it like insanely epic for the people who beat Epic difficulty or uncollected difficulty, whatever you want to call it, every day. So my advice, start by maximizing over the course of the month all 5 of your purchase limit of these and then see what you have left over. But keep in mind the 5-star 6 stones are going to be the best item for you in the long run. If you're low on Alliance Health Potions and Alliance Revives, that's also going to be huge for you. And then besides that, if you want to maybe get a chance for some more 5-star shards, if you're close to getting another 5-star crystal, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, stick to the Tier 3 Unified Elemental Crystals. And if you're a beginner and there's no chance for you to get anything like this anytime soon, really try to stock up on some free crystal shards and also a chance to get your hands on some Alliance Health Potions and Revives, because those are still going to be valuable. I don't care where you are in the game, and you can hoard them until you need them. So there you have it, YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and please let me know what your thoughts are below, what your strategy is. As always, I appreciate trying to be a reasonable voice, though there's a lot to get through in today's video. Thanks for watching.